Pleasant Tuesday morning to you. Welcome once again to Untengle on the Bridge 99 FM. A very pleasant morning to you, Richie B, and the Up and Go crew. Have yourselves a wonderful day. and thank you very much for joining us to all our listeners. Thanks for joining us wherever or however you've joined us. It's always a pleasure to have you. Want to say a very special morning to the Untengle team. You know, we go through till 1 in the afternoon. So it's now time for us to stream live to the tri-state. Good afternoon, Beauregard.
Good afternoon, Mama Kelly. Good afternoon, Bridge Nation. Good afternoon, Jamaica. How you doing?
I am good-ish. No, I'm good. No, I am good. The news that we have not good, but I'm good.
You want to start, Mama Kelly?
Oh, can I tell you something?
Yes.
You remember last week you were talking about the death of the school child over a ring. Well, it actually was a guard ring.
Yes.
And the school term has started off not good because we're seeing a lot of violence in schools and deaths amongst teenagers, and also teenagers involved in crime big time. I'm looking here at a story about a 15-year-old who has been accused of fatally stabbing his stepfather and has been arrested. And, you know, I'm just wondering if there's enough space for all these juvenile delinquents, because there are many.
You know, more and more we're starting to see, you know, kids younger and younger picking up a gun or picking up a weapon and committing crimes. And it's really sad, it's really a shame, you know. The community really has to get back a hold on the youth. I remember say them are the future, you know, that term that we heard for so long. The youths are the future, so we have to invest in them and try to show them the right way and keep them out of certain things and, you know, prevent them from going down certain path.
Absolutely.
It's, you know, there's a story here also in the United States. I believe it's in St. Louis.
Yes.
This one was no murder, it wasn't a suicide. Or nothing like that. It was just an accident. You know, two young children, they're cousins.
Wow, what a sad story.
Yeah, man. They were live streaming on the what was it, Twitter or one of those, Facebook or Instagram. They were live streaming, and they
had a birthday party.
Yes, they were in the bathroom, I believe.
Oh my
and
goodness.
The female cousin had a weapon, a gun, to the young man's head, her cousin, and the gun went off, killing him. And in that same instant, she's so shocked and frightened, not knowing what to do, she picked up the gun and shot herself.
No, that is one of the saddest stories I've heard for a long time.
Yeah.
Because, you know something though, Beauregard, it was Richie who showed me the video, but it has been running on social media. If it is I know here in Jamaica, if it's a licensed firearm,
Right.
firearm holders are given a list of all these things that the security precautions that must be taken, and they have to show the licensing authority where in the house, if it's in the house, the gun is going to be kept, and the security measures are detailed.
Right.
So I don't know how it stay in the States, but you know, some adult is culpable, you know.
Yes. I mean, if it's a firearm that's in the house belonging to an adult, yes, they are responsible. But you know, nowadays, Mama Kelly, the children, they're getting their hands on these weapons some way, somehow, you know, without adults even knowing, you know, and that's also another issue as well.
Yeah, it is because, you know, it's easy for us to say all of this, but as just like you said, there are children who will go beyond the security measures and cut all key to which part you put all the gun. Because, you know, but as I watched the video, and it is just so sad because these two cousins were actually so happy before the shooting. But, you know, something, Beauregard, it struck me that I'm not quite sure what it is that firearm holders must do. Because if they had educated those children, I'm not suggesting that this is what is to be done, but
Right.
if they had educated those children about firearm usage, that kid would have known that there's a live round in that gun.
Yes.
And that kid, yeah.
And there's also the whole social media platform as well, you know. because it's ironic that this happened on a social media platform, but it's also a platform where, you know, all these videos get put out from a lot of people holding firearms and us playing around with them and making it look like a cool thing to do. You know, so sometimes these things come across, you know, these kids' phones, and they say, okay, I'm going to try to do this. I'm going to do what I saw this person doing. And that's how they get the idea sometimes. So, you know,
That's exactly what we were talking about earlier, Beauregard, because even this particular video, even if it's taken off the Instagram, it's still running all over the place. So kids have a copy of the video, and we were talking about the same domino effect. It's like there are times when we have a story about children committing suicide, and we keep talking about it, we keep showing the videos, and children start to pattern it. You know, monkey see, monkey do. I mean, this domino effect, and you kind of, you know, between a rock and a hard place. You're not quite sure how to deal with it, because we have to inform these children that this is happening and this is something that you don't want to do. But when they see these videos, sometimes, as you said, it gives them an idea.
Yes, true indeed.
It is so sad. But, you know, when I saw that little girl with that firearm, I'm just thinking to myself, had she understood the weapon, perhaps she would not have done that. If she understood, and I don't know if I don't even know what I'm saying. I just know, say, if she understood that there was a live round in the gun, it is obvious that she was totally ignorant of the weapon, had absolutely no idea.
Or just the fact that the gun is not something to play with.
You see,
know? Or even having it in her hand, being in her proximity. You know, just knowing to stay away from these things, because you don't even have to have it in your hand.
You see,
as the way our cousin lost his life, he wasn't holding the gun.
That's right. But you see, the thing about it though, Beauregard, is that the very thing that we tell, the very thing that we tell young people sometimes not to do is what attracts them to go and do it. Right. So just by saying stay away from the gun, it piqued them curiosity so much that them, you know, there are just so many schools of thought. It's just that if that little girl, I'm just thinking that if there's a weapon in the house, you're going to lock it up. But you also, me don't know if me that make them know what that weapon is and how deadly it is, and when this so is a live round in there, when the clip dead, it mean it can fire off X amount of shot.
Yes.
Me don't know if knowledge would have been power or even more destructive. You just don't know.
True. There's another video that's going around, and we want to encourage the kids that those actions are actions that they should not take. Walking on stage and slapping someone in their face.
Yeah.
What do you think about what took place?
Me not think so much about it. Look here. Let me ask you, what do you think? I'm curious to know, what do you think? Seriously, what do you think?
Oh man, there's so many things, Mama Kelly, and I want to talk about it from two different perspectives.
Go ahead.
You know, the first thing is we have to remember that this man is a human being, and in that instant, he let his emotions got the best of him, and it might have been the wrong place and time, which it was the wrong place and time, because it was disheartening to see, and it was an embarrassing moment. But we also have to, you know, stop pretending like we know everything that's going on with people. And I brought up this yesterday. I said, you know, everybody has a breaking point, you know, and you cannot say you shouldn't have without asking yourself why he did it, you know. And it comes back to people having a breaking point. You know, we all have our opinions on his actions, but, you know, some of the same people who joked at his marriage and those who called him weird and called his family names, those are the same ones who are judging him now for his actions.
Do you have any idea why he did it?
I'm thinking in that instant, you know, seeing what his wife might have been going through, and, you know, who knows what they're going through at home as well. You know, I don't know why he laughed in the first place, but sometimes you laugh just because you can't do better.
Yeah, but
you know,
you lick me in my face because of where you go try your yard.
Exactly. He has no reason to hit the man in the face, you know, but you were asked why him do it, and that might have been the reason. I'm just trying to come up with some, you know, reasons why he might have got up out of his seat. And this is one way of looking at it, you know. No one is perfect, and you know, sometimes people are telling jokes, and what is joke to you might be, you know, dead to somebody else.
That's true.
That is one way of
That
that
is
I look
true.
at it.
You know, I didn't think about that because yeah, probably there was a joke being told about him and his family, perhaps.
He might have been laughing, but you know, he might have been hurting inside also.
Yeah.
You know, you
A
never know
listener,
what people are going through,
a
and you only see
listener,
the outside.
a listener sent this. What did Chris Rock find in his face this morning? Fresh Prince. No, you know, no, oh my goodness.
Oh man.
Oh, but it just
That's
seems
crazy.
though it just I don't know, Beauregard. Remember, you know, we are conscious people, and it just
Right.
seems a bit much to but probably it was premeditated, but we really do have to have more control of our actions than that still, you know. Because you actually thought about it. Enough time, come on, how much time you think about Felix Maddy? Me know will time you think about that. But watch this now. Me don't do it. No, me don't do it. Me don't do it because of self-control. You have to have more self-control than that.
Yeah. And it takes me to my next point of looking at it. You know, a lot of people are saying it doesn't look real. It looks staged. It don't really look like him boxing. You know, that is a conversation that is out there as well. You know, so I don't know what's going on.
How that one go, Beauregard?
Some people are saying it look like it's fake. Like it's a fake situation I go on. Like these guys are friends and a bag of things and Hollywood and, you know, but that led me to thinking of something else, Mama Kelly, and I'm going to put this out there.
What?
A few years ago when they boycotted, they said they were going to boycott the Grammys, the Oscars, Will Smith and his wife at the time. I'm thinking that Will Smith upon winning the award this year, and there's no taking it from him. They're saying, well, you disrespect our house. Before we let you back in our house, you're going to have to apologize to us. And Will Smith probably say, how am I going to do that? Well, here's how you're going to do it. And that's what they did.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just think
But there's
analyze
another
things
school of
different
thought,
sometimes.
you know. There's another school of thought, Beauregard, and it comes back to control and self-control. Because were it another man and not Chris Rock, let us say it was a powerful white man, you think he would have that kind of that control and vexation, you know?
I said the same thing yesterday.
He would
And
have
I
control it.
also said that Chris Rock might have not done it to a white man and his white wife.
That too. So, you know, we just need to
And there's a
understand.
particular community that he definitely would not have run no joke about.
Which is? oh, that one. Okay. You see, that's
So,
why, you know.
there's a lot of things that you can think of, you know, but I'm really thinking on that one of where they try to boycott the thing, and the people themselves, listen, before we let you back in our house, this is how you're going to do it.
Yes, yeah, I remember that. But you know something too, it also brings me to some of the man them in the house, because some of the man them in the house, a woman will say something and they burn them, so much of them lick her down. And then brethren say the same thing, but it not really burn it. It's like it very selective the way how him vex. When is a woman say it burn him so much that him backs her up and kick her up. But when I'm brethren say worse than that, it don't burn him to that. You understand me? Because him knows him bridging would have sort him out. So it's just the same thing. Perhaps it's just abuse of the situation and abuse of the power that you have. Because were it somebody else who said that, you're right, that probably them wouldn't give that joke in the first place. So it's two sides of the same coin. But when it's us, it's like we just unleash our anger.
Yeah, it was no reason. It definitely wasn't a good look. I concur with that. It wasn't a good look for them. You know, people have said that wasn't Will Smith, that was Mike Larry from Bad Boys. You know?
You know, when me wrong with a like them people, they make up excuse for me too. Because that
No, but he's not getting the pass. He's not getting the pass.
That is coming like
and I don't want people to confuse me saying why he did it with him being, you know, with what's the word I'm looking for? With agreeing with him doing it. If you understand what I'm saying.
Yes, I do. I understand.
Yeah, I'm just
that.
looking at why he did it. I'm not agreeing with him doing it.
I hear you. I hear you. It's like saying the devil made me do it. I mean, where the devil there? Him not make you do some next things to some next people where him knows how to sort you out. You know what I mean? Isn't it?
Yeah, man.
Anyway, that one was very strange, very strange, and unfortunate. We're going to take a break, and then you know that when we come back, we're going to be talking to Wise Words. All right?
All right, no problem.
All right, cool. 29 minutes after 12 o'clock. Thank you once again for joining us. Welcome our listeners and viewers of Irie Jam Radio. And of course, we have our host, Beauregard. And we want to welcome all those listening from the tri-state. So, Wise Words, are you there?
Good afternoon to you, Sister Elise. I don't know what kind of energy I run, because sometimes the internet now flow, you know.
But what is the... no mercy, but you know, I didn't really prefer to see in a car, you know, but we don't know better than nothing. So, yeah, man, when you said the internet now flow.
No, it not flow, you know.
I know I'm not less to say about that, you know. So,
not an early thing more, That's how it stop.
Right, that's how it stop. All right, so you're being heard in the tri-state, and of course, you know the good thing about you, Wise Words, is that you're always on the bridge, so you know exactly how the whole system go. You know, say we are Giant Beauregard here now, and he's also online, so you can just bless him up as we speak.
Yes, of course. Good afternoon to you, Mr. Beauregard, aka Killer Bo, because you know, finally a Killer Bo, them know who, you know.
See that. Bless up yourself, Wise Words.
Yes, and of course, bless up to all of those who are listening in the tri-state area, and even from the ground, same way, you know.
Yeah,
that.
All right. So you are well known as a dub poet, and as I said earlier on, you've been enjoying a lot of media support, and you've also been seen doing your poetry live. Where did it start? The poetry, that is.
Well, I want to tell you something, Sister Elise Kelly. The poetry started in 2014, you know. 2014, when I wrote the first poem I wrote. It was for, you remember this little kid that the Zimmerman, that thing there that took place in Miami, I think it's Florida, with Zimmerman.
Yes.
Trayvon Martin.
Trayvon Martin. Thank you, Beauregard. Trayvon Martin. So I wrote that piece for Trayvon Martin. And when I went into the studio, it was a birthday named O'Neill Famous over by Portmore. I went into the studio to record the piece, and him asked me, tell me something, a long time you do this? I said, no, man, this is my first piece. Man said, I lie, you tell, man. I mean, no good people when time I hear them, and I said, no, Bertie, the first piece. So, you know, I did that piece, and then, you know, I never really put out there. I just asked my nephew to put it up on the internet, you know, in support of what was going on. Okay. And the second piece I did was the one that you played this morning, Why Prison?
Right.
And that was done in about the last quarter of 2014, 2015, thereabout. Okay. And it was Tristan Palmer who produced that. You know, Tristan is my real good friend. You know what I mean? My good friend, I'm a bad friend, but I'm a good friend because I love him. Yeah?
Okay.
And so I went to Tristan and I did that piece because at the time, the Prime Minister of the UK, what's his name? I don't remember. But he wanted to give us a gift. And the gift was in the form of a prison. Mm-hmm. And I thought that was really rude.
Very rude.
Very rude indeed, Queen Elise Kelly. And so comes I penned that piece. And that one started me off.
That one relevant up to this day, because as we seek reparations for their atrocities, we want to get the word out that we kind of give them a hint of some of the things that we really need: universities, factories, schools, hospitals, and
roads.
Yes, would pass up except for prison. All right. So, Beauregard, your time.
Yes, Wise Words. Tell us about your background. Where did you grow up? Where did you go to school?
Well, Wise Words, my government name is Everton Courtney Lawrence. And I was born and raised in a district of Springfield in St. James, about 10 miles east of Montego Bay City. Yeah? Mm-hmm. And, of course, I was raised with my parents, Nella Lawrence, my mother, you know, may God rest her soul, because she passed in 2016. My father, Mass Brownie. So everybody in Barrow Road, Springfield, know Mass Brownie, because them are, you know, big church people up there and all them sort of something. So, you know, that's where I went to Springfield all-age school in the parish. I went to Malden Secondary School, I mean, further, you know, in the same parish there. And in 1984, I came to Kingston. My bus fare from Montego Bay at the time was $15. And can you imagine, Beauregard, my poor mother could only afford $20 to give me, You remember that red paper $20?
Yeah.
Yes, that's what my mother gave to me. And I spent 15 out of it for bus fare to come to 6 miles. And, I have to pay another $9 to go to Zady Garden to where I was going and couldn't find the verse of $4, So,
Okay.
yeah.
Do the maths.
How you reach?
well, luckily, we name kind of good still, We name kind of good, so those on the ground kind of bail us out,
Okay.
So you would say growing up financially was a big struggle?
Always, from the inception of time. But then guess what, now, Beauregard? We didn't even know say a struggle, because we grew up and see that. And we didn't know that it was struggle. You know what I mean? We thought that we were related to our good friend Mota because so we tried. You know what I'm saying? Right. Yeah, man. And no disrespect to the elder, because say I saw it go. I licked at something that got grown at school. And when you get a pair of shoes, you put it on and come. You only can wear go church, and you have to take it off when you come in.
Yeah.
Wise Wurdz, you are part of let me call it a new generation of poets who have joined forces with the veterans who have been working ceaselessly from in the 70s. And you have kind of breathed yourself and this new generation, breathed new life into this space, the poetry. Speak to us about that.
Yes, Queen Elise. When I step forward, some people ask me which door I walk through because they have been seeing others on the ground campaigning from way back when. Some, have been there 20 years, 40 years. Cherry Natural, has been there from the inception of time, you know what I mean? And Ras Jaja asked me, which door you walk through, brethren? Because we never see you. And to this day, I don't know which door I walk through, if I still in the window or which one, I just find myself doing it because, as I said, I'm a lover of music. And from I was going to school, I'm singing in church choir, I'm singing on the school stage, and doing participation in any activity once it's called entertainment. And so music is my forte. I never dreamed, though, Queen Elise Kelly, that I had poetry in me. And as I always say, that maybe I am a poet and I didn't really know. Because music was always knocking in my head. I started out with Tristan Palmer in the studios, and Tristan from the 90s went into the studio and produced some mega hits. If you can recall, songs like Every Day is a Gunshot and Another You Get Dropped with Dennis Brown, Tristan and Beanie Man. All those tunes, and we produced those songs, But at the turn of 2014, I said to myself, no, man, I have to go do something because I can't leave Earth without I do something for myself. So Richie Innocent was the youth where really I hear on your program some time ago, Queen Elise, in 2014-15, thereabout, when Richie Innocent was just having maybe one or two poems out there up in the hills, maybe our good old days. And I said to myself, Rock of Ages, but you're a youth, yeah. And I was so excited to hear it because it sounded fresh. And his wife shared a poem for me because I put a poem on Facebook, recorded and put on Facebook, named Come Back Jamaica. And his wife shared that poem to him. And that's how we connected. And once I connected with Richie Innocent, him just said to me, soldier, just step through with me, And from that day, we form a band. And we find ourselves into the nucleus of the new generation, And I have get good reception. Everybody share them love and all them sort of something about me. And I really and truly, give thanks for that.
You know what? This new generation has proven that unity is strength. Because you speak about Richie Innocent, and I tell you the truth. Richie, it's as though Richie cannot tell me about a poem that he has written without mentioning a poem that Wise Wurdz has written, without
That's
talking about Valère and
Cherry Natural, yes.
Yes, and this unity, this bond that this new generation of poets have formed, have really pushed the poetry fraternity and the poems and live poetry reading. It has pushed it in a tremendous and remarkable way. And I just want to commend, as I said before, we're blessing up people like the Godfather, Oko Onoro, we're blessing up Muta Baruka, we're blessing up Cherry Natural. But this new generation, because of the strength of the unity oh my goodness, man. It
And
really push it.
And you know something, Queen Elise? To see the elders embrace us like that, you know what I mean? Malachi Smith, you know?
Yes.
Rastakura was been on the battlefield for how long? Even your son Stepper, you know what I mean? Forward and say, boy, wise words, me not telling a lie, you know. You spark a new life in the thing, and I really give thanks for that because I've seen those warriors out there long time.
Right.
And for me to just step forward and just to be embraced like that, you know, I really can't find even words. My name is Wurdz, and I'm lost for words.
Oh, no, no, you're never lost for words, and that's why you had to be a poet. All right, so recently now, your brother, Richie Innocent, shared with me that you're having difficulties as a result of a pinched nerve. But you know something, though, wise words, when
Yes.
Richie Innocent said that to me, I remember once we were doing our usual dancing on Untengle, and I remember you mentioned briefly that you can't dance because something wrong with one of your foot then, but me never really take it as serious. But it's when Richie Innocent mentioned to me now that it could be a pinched nerve, at that the time then me realized I know this thing serious. Take us through that journey.
Yes, in March, last month, February. You know, I wake up and I realize that, you know, in the midst of the morning, wee hours when you get up to a nature call, you get up to make that trek to the bathroom. I realized that it's on my knees. I was on my knees. I said, but hold on there. I tried to stand and I stumble. Knock up on the dresser and bed foot and all them sort of stuff. And I said, what? No, man. And I cry out for pain. So my lady now said to me, say, what happened to you? And I said, Mom, I can't stand up. I can't stand up. And, you know, certain checks, you know, with the doctor and all of that, and, you know, they described the whole thing as a pinched nerve, and that I could have developed a slip disc.
Okay.
And it affected my lower back and my left leg. I felt excruciating pain. Queen Elise, Kelly, believe me. I don't if I'll be able to pain that, so. Believe me, you know? So I really and truly don't know. I was on bending knees like boys to men. Couldn't walk. My face was on the ground, holding on to my two legs. My foot felt numb, shocking, all kind of pain, you know, running down in my foot. It was terrible. It was terrible, believe me.
So you're not quite sure yet if it was actually or if it is actually a pinched nerve or a slip disc. You're not sure yet, right?
I'm not so sure yet, but based on medical advice and the doctors who have gone to and I described the situation to them, it is pointing in that direction.
Okay.
But it is not concrete evidence as yet.
All right. You know something though, Beauregard, that you have to we really have to share with our listeners how difficult it is if you don't have a certain amount of money here in Jamaica to get an exam, to get an MRI, to get any kind of what you call it now? Any kind of
assistance.
Medical assistance and particularly medical assistance like the MRIs and the that kind of thing. So share with us, wise words, when you went to the doctor, what were you actually told?
So I went to the doctor and about almost 4 times in 1 week because I was feeling excruciating pain.
Right.
Painkillers had nothing over me. Nothing at all. It seemed like the painkillers bring on the pain more. The doctors, you know, did their examination and said, no, man, this really and truly look like it's a thing called the sciatic nerve. A sciatic nerve problem. And it stemmed from a slip disc. So all those who I went to, because I went to more than one doctor just to get different reviews, you know, and that's what I've been told. That's the consensus of all of the doctors. Now, I went to do the MRI. And being Elise Kelly, they put me on a stretcher. You know, them put on dead pan board and them lay him out flat. Put him under this machine, and believe me, big man thing, I was under the machine bawling out, oh no, take me out, Lord, oh, the amount of pain that I was feeling.
Where was the pain coming from? The same place it had been coming from before?
Yes, my lower back and my left leg, because I couldn't close my legs so closely together, you know what I mean?
Which was required of you on the x-ray.
Exactly. And in order for the images to come clean, then I would have to keep still. Legs have to be closed because you have very close up space underneath there, you know. Legs them have to be together, toes pointing out, and you know, your body in a very vertical position, you know. So I couldn't really actually maintain my composure beneath the machine, and so I cry out like a baby. The amount of pain that I was feeling. So, you know, they said to me that well, Mr. Lawrence, you have to get an injection, and that one injection. It's 40 grand for the one injection. I said, oh, Lord.
You see where we are talking about, Beauregard? So that one injection would have done what?
That one injection now would act like a sedative.
Oh.
That would, you know, kind of knock me out away, so I would keep still. But even now, I try to practice and lay flat on my back in my bed, and I find it difficult.
Okay. So
Right.
let us talk about the cost that we're talking about. And for those listening from the tri-state, this is the reality of Jamaica. So the MRI cost how much?
The MRI is a shade of $50,000.
And the injection just as a sedative,
Just a sedative,
to keep
yes.
you calm cost how much?
$40,000.
You hear that, Beauregard?
I hear him.
And then thereafter is more doctor's visits and possible could be a bone specialist, could be a physiotherapist, you know, and it continues.
So this is a lower back pain, you said?
It's a lower back pain, Beauregard.
You know what I do with back pain? I lay on the ground, on the hard ground. I sleep on the ground and level out back my body, balance out back everything. When you sleep on the cushion bed, you know, your body, you know, conform to the bed. So I sleep on the hard surface of the floor, and the next day my back straighten out.
But
I
that's when...
I don't know if it's gonna help you, sir, but I'm just giving you that remedy that I use.
Right. But I think, Beauregard, that's great when you don't have complications.
Right.
Okay, so where are you now in terms of the pain? Is it still as crucial as it was before? Have you gotten the money that you need to do the MRI? Because or are you still even considering the sedative?
I am still, because even last night I tried, you know, to lay still and close up my foot and in the position that I should be under the machine. And I realized, no, the pain to my lower back is not so severe, but no, to my leg, my lower part of my leg, my left leg, to the side of my left leg, this terrible pain. And if I do walk, I can crumble a bit. And if you see me walking, you probably would believe so it's a new revised version of Rockin' Dolly. You know?
You know, let me tell you something, I don't intend to laugh, you know, but you see, because you are laugh, I have to laugh. So I noticed, though, wise words, that there's actually, I don't know if it's Big Stone who put out a PayPal request for you. How has it been working, and what do you think about that?
Well, yes, and give thanks to Big Stone, you know, Big Stone, my good brother, you know what I mean? Put out this video, and of course we're asking ones and ones, you know, whatever they find suitable, you know, if they can just donate to that, you know, use these hands to really and truly, you know, put forward so I could really and truly get this treatment. And folks have been calling, I've been rallied around by especially my poets and even singers, you know what I mean?
Nice.
Nature Elise, you know what I mean? Richie Innocent, Queen Kamala, the whole works, Malachi Smith, you know what I mean? Antonia Valier. A good amount of persons have chipped in, you know, and some have called, of course, you know, just to share their sympathy, which I deeply appreciate, you know.
Right. So it's coming on then. You're getting the kind of funds that you need. You know something, Beauregard? You see, PayPal in this space that we're in is a part of our reality, because it don't make any sense you're in a pain and you ball out pain. It better you ball out say my foot a hurt me, because you see, if you don't ball out say your foot a hurt you, no relief now come your way. Wrong, yes, you know.
Yeah.
So me glad say you ball out and Big Stone, me glad say you decide say that I go on, because as a result of that, are you any closer to getting the MRI?
Well, not closer. It's climbing, but not close enough. You know what I mean? And while, of course, you know that everybody has their own challenge, you know, I really appreciate whatever come forward. You know what I mean? Right. And it's slowly coming, but I know that somewhere down the road, light will shine because I'm optimistic, you know.
Right.
And even though I am down, but my spirit is not down.
We see that.
I am and I'm not knocked down, you know.
I hear that. You know, I feel
Right.
quite confident, wise words, that a conversation like this, not only just here in Jamaica listening, but the tri-state, those locked on listening, and you know that, you know, you're a valuable warrior on the battlefield, and we all are vulnerable and fragile as human beings, and this can happen to any one of us. So I am confident that by the time we finish this interview and down in the weak part, me know say you go have your MRI money, and me know say you go have if any little pain, any little sedative where you need. Me know say you go have extra. And ask for the gas for go to the doctor. Hey, Beauregard, and
Well,
them way they know, you know, because just the gas alone for reach a doctor, you know.
Yeah, I tell you.
well, going to the gas station these days, you know, you turn Papa into a visit, you know. I want.
So those just send a shout out to those listening very quickly. We're running out of time. How can we help?
Well, of course, you know, one can, you know, send me via email, wisewords67@gmail.com. You can reach me at Facebook, wisewords. You can send me a message to Instagram at wise_words, and the words is spelled differently, WURDZ. And of course, if you want to touch base on WhatsApp, you know the thing, because we really have antenna stick up for anything what start spell with SCAM. You know what I mean? So my number is 876-868-5300. That's 876-868-5300. So ones and ones can touch base with me, and I really and truly appreciate whatever little you have. Make these hands be your hand that you stretch forward to help a brother.
We're definitely going to be doing that. Beauregard?
Yes, I was just going to piggyback off of what you said, Mama Kelly, in how can we help? I want to ask in this question, where do you see dub poetry going, and what are the heights that you would like to see it?
You know, I never really put a limit or a branch on music and entertainment and dub poetry in all its aspects, because dub poetry is really and truly the column wall of music,
Right.
Jamaican reggae music. That's where it all started. It started from the word. In the beginning was the word, and at the end it shall be the word. Most artists started out writing poetry.
True,
you know what I mean? But of course, them devoid from the real message of the thing. And I expect that dub poetry is going to rise to its peak where it should be. I've seen the elders, you know, Mama, you mentioned Oku Unora, Mota, Cherry Natural, all of those elders who step forward and do it. Our late sister Jean Binta Breeze, they've done it. Lincoln Quasi Johnson in England, still doing it. But we want this nucleus of poets to really and truly rise. Just like, you know, the Chronics, the Kabaka, the Jesse Royal, you know what I mean? All of those artists out there. And I think that dub poetry can really and truly fit itself in that case.
You're doing it. You've been doing it, and we want to say congrats. The information that you just read out a while ago, can you please forward it to us? And I will forward it to producer Vaughn, and I'm sure he'll find a space to put it on the bridge. Thank you so very much, Wise Words, for your honesty. And for those who are listening, remember that the human being is a very fragile being. And we're not as tough as we're going on, you know. And we don't know what can reach any of us.
And they said that only a fool suffer in silence. So
Only a fool.
Heard,
You hear that? Only a fool suffers in silence. So thank you very much again, Wise Words. I know you're going to be fine. I know you're going to get what you need to get. You're someone who always reach out, and that's why we reach out to you, because we reach out to you. So
definitely so. Thank you so much again, Queen Elise. Thank you, Beauregard.
Thank you very much, my brother. Bless up, Wise Words.
You're most welcome. So, Beauregard, we're going to seal up with the one that you mentioned a while ago, Mother Earth Cry.
Yes.
And thank you so very much for sharing our space. We always totally love it.
Thank you very much, Mama Kelly. Always a pleasure. We'll do this again on Thursday.
We'll do it again on Thursday. So bless up yourself.
All right. Take care.